Rick Benedict had a couple of his higher scoring games this season against the Knicks. Is it something about that matchup that allowed that to happen, and what do you anticipate from him in this series?
He's just got to be ready to do his job within our system. When shots are there, take them. The rest of the time, do your job within the defensive system and block out.
How have you seen him get better at doing exactly that in the playoffs, staying within the system but still doing the things that he does best?
He's a young player that's growing all the time. He's just, and there's things to be learned every time he steps on the floor. And, the things that happen that are things to learn from, he gets it very quickly.
How much? Obviously, the Knicks are a different team from the playoffs last year, but how much of that playoff series can you take from?
Some. I don't know. What's your question?
Well, thanks. I don't want to tell you all strategies, but does it feel?
What did you say about strategy?
I'm sure you don't want to obviously tell your strategy, but
no, I'm not going to.
Yeah, but as far as does it feel like a very different team to prepare for? Or
they are a different team to prepare for.
In what ways?
They have more weapons, and they've maintained their rebounding. When you add Bridges and you add Towns, I mean those are two long-range, mid-range really threats. Both guys move great. They're both just exceptional players with what they can do from a diversity standpoint. And so, Anunoby's healthy. He was banged up last year, so it's quite different from the first to last year.
How does Towns just change the geometry? You mentioned him obviously as a long range threat. You have to guard him wherever he goes.
You got to guard him at 35 feet.
Mm-hmm.
He makes those shots. He steps right into them, and he some of the stuff is just for a 7-foot guy, it's just a different world. The world you're living in. Because he shoots it with ease. He drives the ball, really going either direction. And in the post, he's still one of the best in the game.
What does Mitchell Robinson, do for their team from a rebounding standpoint and also defending in the perimeter in space?
Well, his productivity as a rebounder is really quite remarkable. I think he's getting four offensive rebounds a game, and he's tipping the ball out another 3 or 4 times. So in some games, he's generating 7 or 8 extra possessions for them. So he's a major factor. It's just another thing to prepare for. And then the other guy that people don't talk enough about is Achua. Achua gives them another big defender, and another guy that can crash and generate possessions. So it's going to be a constant physical battle in there. We're going to need to be ready.
I think obviously everybody knows how great of a defender he is. How have you seen him progress as an offensive player? I think he averaged a career high. How have you seen him continue to add pieces to his game to keep himself dangerous on that?
He's been great in the playoffs. He can create his own offense, and he's also a high-level spot-up player, off of other action. And so, he's a great player. Everything he can do, he can play multiple positions. He can guard really any position on the floor with his strength. So, it's a different dimension that he brings to the team, and the versatility is one of the key characteristics of it.
I haven't been with you guys all year necessarily, but
welcome.
Record.
A lot of fun, isn't it?
It has been, and especially since January, you guys' record-wise has been, and even probably December, playing a lot differently than you started the season those first 6 weeks or so. What flipped, and what do you think is going to be sustained into the playoffs?
We weren't healthy the first 2 months, and we had a very difficult schedule. So January we had no back-to-backs. That helped. We became healthier. But I'm not going to get into a big diatribe about what happened in the past right now. None of that matters. We've just got to prepare ourselves to be ready for the environment, all the challenges that come with starting a playoff series on the road. And, we've got to really work at doing the things that we do well as well.
TJ, about the Knicks, what strikes you about what challenges they'll present you guys that you'll have to work through in this series?
I mean, they're just a great team overall. They're super well coached. They got a phenomenal player, Jalen Brunson. The addition of Cat and Mikal Bridges. We know what challenges ahead of us, so we just gotta be ready for the fight.
A lot is made in this series about how you guys use your depth so much and they barely use any. Does that change how you approach those bench minutes, and what do you feel like you guys need to do well when you're out there as a second unit?
I kind of think for us, it's as a bench, not really changing who we are. It's just bringing a ton of energy on both ends of the floor and try to make it as difficult as possible for them on both ends, and get guys tired.
What's as far as Rick is concerned, the style of play, just believing in randomized movement, trusting you guys. What makes that work? What does it take from you guys to be able to put together to kind of play a flow game that he can trust and you guys can?
I mean, I feel like it's a credit to all of us kind of sacrificing a bit of a role and just moving the ball to get the ultimate best shot. And like I said, I got you. It's great. It's a great philosophy from the coaching staff, obviously, but credit to us for kind of putting it in motion and being selfless.
The continuity, how much does it help that you guys have had 2-3 years with mostly just work together to figure out how you guys move when you don't have a play call?
I mean, it certainly helps with the chemistry. So, credit to the front office for trusting us to bring this group back. And we've got to continue to be who we are. It's selfless on offense and getting people easy shots and making them work on the defensive end.
How much have you played in that system like that before? How new is it to you when we're kind of implemented basically, and how much do you think it helps your game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you could see the vision that Rick was trying to bring once he was hired here, and kind of slowly but surely started to develop it. I think it helps my game a lot, just playing free, playing fast, and puts me and other players in positions to do what we do best.
Point, how much do you think you all put emphasis on just being in shape? You run on offense a lot. You pick up 94 feet on defense. So how much do you think that helps this stop the play?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the stuff we do in the summer, and especially what we do in practice, gets us prepared for the way that we play. Because we're doing that against each other in practice all year in training camp, and it's a difficult style, but we all love it. And obviously, have to be in great shape. So I mean, I feel like strength and conditioning staff does a great job of getting us ready, and so do the coaches as well.
This is obviously a different Knicks team than when you played last year. But what kind of things can you draw off the experience of playing at MSG and playing that series last year against them?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone that was here last year and played them in the second round knows the type of environment we're walking into at MSG. They got a phenomenal fan base who's going to be really amped up, and we kind of just have to go in there feeling like we have our backs against the wall. It's us against the world in that environment. We're all we got, so we have to stay together and play together as well.
Pace-wise, you guys are a lot faster than them. How do you avoid getting into their speed in these games?
I feel like kind of referring to what I just said, we've got to stay together and not try to I don't know what word I'm looking for, but we just got to be a collective group and not try to do something out of our comfort zone and play like we have to.